Hey guys, welcome back to JR14. Here we are with another video, another day, and obviously if you saw the last video, we actually did talk about the car needing a cylinder head. Here's the actual old cylinder head right here. So as you see with the cylinder head, Felipe already took it apart. We took everything apart with this, and we did notice a few things. Actually, I can actually pull it off. So as you guys can see here, there's a lot of scoring on the actual camshafts themselves. I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, right here. That's a good example. See that fine graving on the side? It's the same thing for the actual, if you look up here, this is the actual valve cover. You see how the valve cover journals are scored? So this head is actually completely junk. So unfortunately, we can't use it. But speaking of that, I want to give a special shout out to Autohaus in Paterson, New Jersey. This is the new head. So this came off of a 2018 GTI with a performance package, and it only had 9,000 miles on it. The only bad thing that's wrong with this is that the cam bridge is kind of nicked on the corner based on the impact, but that's perfectly fine because I will use, considering the fact that the cam bridge is just a structural piece to make sure that the cam shafts are lined up in place, I can use my existing one and swap it onto this. That's not going to be a problem. But what I came to do right now is to actually pick this up and to actually go ahead and ship it, and not ship it off, but we're going to send it to a company to get it machined and everything. So without further ado, let's go ahead and do that right now. Oh guys, also, merch is available right down below the video. So if you are interested in purchasing merch, make sure you guys go ahead, do that right now. So I'm excited. Let's go ahead and get it done. And let's go ahead and send the cylinder head off, because even though it only has 9,000 miles on it, we still have to get it completely machined, taken care of, and everything else. These guys are working. As you can see there's a bottom right here, there's a BMW 335. Right up here, there's my car. There's an Audi, this is a W12 Audi A8. It's a lot of stuff going on at the same damn time. And yeah, so let's do it. Colvin's got the cylinder head here. We're about to take it. Let's put it right on that. Boom. Cool. So Elle's going to take a ride with me real quick, and then we're going to go ahead and drop this off at the machine shop and give you a little bit of background on what they do and what we're going to be doing with the cylinder head. So guys, stay tuned because we're going to come right back to it right now. All right, guys. So we're at Colvin Motor Parts. So I'm taking my cylinder head here. I heard great things about them. They can have this rebuilt in about 2 or 3 days. So we're gonna go ahead and drop this off to them. But while we're inside, now I know the guy who's gonna be doing the work, his name is Jimmy. However, he does not like to be on camera, so I'm not gonna film his face. However, we are going to go do a little bit of Q&A on what he's going to do, the pricing process, and pretty much all types of work that he does in the future. So if you guys want to come in and get your cylinder heads done, I don't know if they do engine blocks or anything like that, but you know, you'll be able to see later on. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get it done right now.
We spin all the valves in the valve grinder.
Okay.
Make sure they're straight. Check the valve guides for being loose or what have you.
Okay.
Obviously, check the valve stems for wear. Pressure test the cylinder head. Check to see if the cylinder head is flat. Basically, at that point, if that all checks out, or you know, if the head pressure test is okay, and everything else checks out, you know, I'll call you and let you know need a valve job. The valve guides are loose. We got to go ahead and we got to do the valve job, because once you do the valve guides, then you have to recut the valve seats, blah blah blah. You know.
Okay.
It's gonna basically be, I'm gonna write on here, and I'll put clean check and report.
Okay. Right. I mean, we took off before we accepted the valve head. Before we got the cylinder head, we actually went ahead and took the valve apart, looked at the cams and stuff like that. Yeah, we just wanted, before we ended up paying for it, we just wanted to make sure that at least everything was good.
900?
Yeah.
It's a little steep, but you know, it's low mileage too.
Yeah, I mean, it came with the camshafts. Usually, like, I know, like, the exhaust camshaft alone is like almost $800.
Yeah, they wipe out on the back from the fuel pump.
Yeah.
You know,
so
they still haven't licked that. That was when they started with the 2 O's. They were wiping that out.
Yeah. So, okay. And then what's your time frame?
Depending on which way we're going with it, you know, so about 3 days, you know, maybe 4 days.
Okay. All right.
For the rebuild, you know, or
right.
a couple of days for the you know, for the freshen ups. Like I was telling you on the phone, you know, it's about two. I said 260 originally. Not realizing that forgetting actually that the valve cover is the cam journals.
Right.
And you know, it's really not time consuming to scrape all that down and clean it the right way to get, you know, to make it so when you put it back together and you line them, you know, the timing.
Right.
To make a good seal, you know.
Right, of course.
It's like another $20. Only $285.
Okay.
Clean check mill change valve seals, and providing everything checks out okay. Now, why being we put valve seals on it, they might be good now, but you don't know if it's going to get ripped because you're pulling out a valve that has 3 keeper grooves in it. So it's got to pass by all 3 of those keeper grooves, and a lot of times it shaves rubber off the valve stem, and it might appear to be okay still, but it's really not. So I recommend changing them out of the gate, you know. So.
Okay.
All
right, that's fine. Yeah, I know. Like you said, worst case scenario is like a mid 400s or something like that.
Exactly.
So
435.
yeah, that I'm not really too concerned about that. I actually really like their price on that. So
yeah, we try not to beat anybody up. I mean, I cringe at some of the prices of these other shops. What some of these other shops charge. I mean, and they get away with it. I mean, I probably could get away with it too, but you know, keep everybody happy.
Right, exactly.
And an employee can tell you it's going to be $435 regardless.
Right.
No.
Right.
You know,
I appreciate that.
Plenty of work to go around. You know, there's no reason to stick it up people with.
Right. Okay. All right.
Like,
sweet. Well, I'm on board. It needs to get done, so. All right, guys, so there you go. Jimmy already talked to us about the whole process here. I'm still in the store now. We finalized everything. And he's going to clean check and report. And then obviously we'll go from there if it needs guides or anything else. Considering the fact that it has 9,000 miles, we shouldn't need any of that stuff, but you just never know until you actually take it apart and do the work. So these guys are going to go ahead and shout out to Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy. And then we're actually going to go ahead and get everything done. I appreciate that.
You got it, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right, have a good day, guys.
All right, you too. So now we're going to go ahead and go back to the shop. And then next time you see this clip, you'll actually be picking up the head and right now. All right, guys, it's another day. I just got the call from Colvin Motor Parts that my cylinder head is done. I dropped it off at the very end of the day on Friday, and now they start, they do the cylinder work from Monday through Friday. So this is Wednesday, and now they said it was done. So shout out to Jimmy. I'm actually going to head over there right now. Of course, I had to get the funds because I believe they only take cash. So I'd rather be prepared than be not prepared. 392. No, actually, that sounded like an RT. That was a 5.7 Hemi. But anyway, tangent. That's not what this is about. So we're gonna go ahead and go back to Colvin Motor Parts and go ahead and pick up my cylinder head. So let's go. All right, guys, and here we are in Merrick, New York. Colvin Motor Parts. Not bad. It's good timing getting here. Not a lot of traffic. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go in here, pick up my cylinder head, and then we're gonna meet you guys back at the shop. So let's go. All right, guys, so here we are. We're back at the shop again. So Felipe's already started putting the oil cooler on, as well as the water pump and the thermostat housing. The part that I kept mentioning to you guys that usually leaks is this piece right here. So you see how this bolts up to here? It was leaking from here on the old one. There was a couple other gaskets that I forgot from this, and also a sprocket that makes this run correctly inside the block. So, well, not inside the block, it's actually behind this. So we had to order that, which we have that now. So he already put that together. Here's the oil cooler right here. There was nothing wrong with it from the existing one. We already checked. Everything seems to be fine with it. So we're going to continue running those. As I told you before, there are 3 of the oil sensors: the blue one, the brown one, and the green one, which is right here. As you can see, here's the notch right here, and here's the black part. Here's the black part of the chain right there, versus also this notch right here with that chain. So pretty much, and then this black mark right here with that mark against the crank itself. So he already put the new valve guides in already, and he already put in the lower part of the chain. So he already has the bottom part in time already, and I'm pretty excited. So literally, he's almost finished with the bottom end. He obviously has to put the skirt on and everything else, and the oil pan on the bottom, which all that stuff is actually over here. He actually went ahead and cleaned everything up, which looks like mint. It looks brand new. He cleaned everything up for me. He didn't have to do that, but I'm glad that he did that, and that means he's doing the job correctly, so that's amazing. We were waiting for bolts to bolt this in. This bolts to the crankcase on the bottom. and then this, and then the oil pan. These are torque to yeared bolts, so we were waiting for a couple days for that. And then here's the head gasket right here, and here's all the other parts under here, and you know, everything else. So, so we're back from Colvin Motor Parts, and I actually just took all the bolts out. I used one of their tools real quick, and I actually wanted to take a look at their work. So one of the things that they did, excuse me for 1 second, here we go. So compared to the other one, so as you guys can see here, they said this cylinder head was great. It was in immaculate condition. And see, you guys can see the old spark plugs down there. We're not going to be using those, but here are the camshafts. So as you guys can clearly see, the camshafts are in good shape. Everything is pretty good. I'm actually going to go ahead and pop this off real quick. So let me go ahead and do that real quick, and I'll come back to you right now. Okay, so pretty much what they told me here at Colvin was that the head was in pretty good shape, obviously, just because of the fact that, you know, obviously the head only had 9,000 miles on it. So compared to the other one, you see that it's not really worn down that bad. And he said it's in perfect condition to go ahead and use. Now, like I told you before, this little nick is from the actual accident. That's not an issue because we have the OEM one, the old one right there. That's a structural piece to keep the camshafts in place in the front, and they bolt directly up, as you guys can see here. So, and it bolts up to the main of the head right here on the side. And then we're going to replace this piece with the O piece right there. It's a structural piece, so it should be okay. There should be no issue doing that. I spoke to Felipe and everybody already, and everything seems to be good. So he went ahead and cleaned everything. So as you guys can see, the new markings on the valve springs right there. He did put new valve. He looked at the valve guides. He replaced seals for the valves and everything else. So pretty much we're all good to go. And he definitely cleaned it up. So as you guys can see, this is like one from 90 something thousand miles. So as you can see, it's a little bit dirty in there, but compared to this one, it's definitely a lot cleaner and everything else. So we have a cylinder head, so that's good. And then also this is the valve cover. So on GTIs, the valve cover has the journals inside. So as you guys can see here are the journals for each of the camshafts. You can see they're pretty good. So here are the journals right here for that. And everything seems to be good. So we're in good shape for the cylinder head. And now we can go ahead and start assembling. I'm just going to put the bolts back together here, and we should be good to go. All right, guys, so pretty much now we're good to go ahead with the assembly process. We were waiting for the last few pieces that actually came in today. We were waiting for the cylinder head that was actually completed today. I went and picked it up, as you guys saw, and delivered it to European Auto. Now we're going to go ahead with the actual assembly process, which is the best process in the world, because that means we're close. We're at the home stretch of getting this engine pretty much done. I'm going to try to delay Felipe a little bit to try to see if we can possibly do other things before doing the assembly, because I'm going to try to come here and film the majority of the assembly. If I'm not able to, then what we will do is that we will go ahead and make sure that Felipe films some stuff as far as a little bit of time lapses and stuff that he's doing while putting everything together. Also, with this video, really quickly, I need to give a special shout out to Colvin Motor Parts for actually taking the time out to consult with me what I needed to do with this cylinder head. Also, they didn't try to hit me over the head with a high, ridiculous price. Their prices are very reasonable. I will put their information down in the description below. And the time frame that they got this done was pretty quickly. He did say it's going to take 2 to 4 days. He did it in 3. I dropped it off to him Friday, and I got it back Wednesday. So you know, Friday being at like 4:30 at night, and they close at 5, and then they don't do work on weekends with the machine stuff, but they do it on Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday evening I picked it up around 3:30. So yeah, can't even knock that, can't even beat it. So guys, if you did like this video, what I need you guys to go ahead and do, like I said, this is done, so we're going ahead to the assembly process. If you guys like this video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up. Also, I need you to like, share, and subscribe to JR14 if you want more content like this. Also, remember that JR14 merch is available for you right down below in the video. And guys, I hope that you have a great day, and you guys always remember, when we have complete now new cylinder heads that are ready to be bolted on and Project Mark 7 about to be back on the road, you guys always remember, cars are a lifestyle.